National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames, defending the multi-million-dollar upgrades at the Bahamas Department of Corrections in spite of the overcrowding concerns highlighted in the U.S. State Department's 2018 Human Rights Country Report on the Bahamas. Jimenita Swain tells us more.
Tell me something I don't know. When we hear these stories, it's almost as if there's a revelation that, gee, really, that's happening?
That's the response of National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames, speaking to reporters, asking his reaction to the U.S. State Department's Bahamas Human Rights Report 2018 that highlighted overcrowding at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. He says everyone knows conditions at the Fox Hill facility are subpar. The report noted overcrowding, poor sanitation, inadequate access to medical care and drinking water at the men's maximum security block, and that the prison, it said, held 1,778 inmates with a capacity for 1,000. The National Security Minister, when asked, said a number of upgrades were being done.
When we say holistic, we're talking too about looking at the physical environment. And so we're in discussions as to, what do we need? Do we need a medium security? Do we need a rehabilitation unit? And we're also looking at ways through the Office of the Attorney General too, to ensure that people who go into the correctional services are people who enter that environment, are people who ought to be there. There may be people who are being sentenced who ought not be there. And so we have to look at sentencing guidelines as well.
Minister Dames says millions have been invested into the facility to bring improvements for inmates and staff there.
We have a very aggressive program, this government, that we're executing. And that program encompasses the improvements of the physical structure, all right, so that persons who work there can work in an environment that's conducive to working. Improvement in the physical structure so that the persons who are housed there are housed under conditions that are consistent with international standards.
The Human Rights Report also cited that the Independent Police Complaints Inspectorate Office that typically investigates complaints against police had not met since September 2017. The National Security Minister responded this way.
We're working on redefining that. We're working on putting in place a team. But when we do that, we want it to work. The function of that group is to, at times, read these complaints, follow up on matters that may have been reported to the police and make recommendations to the police as to, what they may need to be looking at.
Well, Minister Dames insists that at the end of the day, it is the Deputy Commissioner of Police who is responsible for complaints and discipline, and that he ensures that when a complaint is lodged, that it's properly investigated, and where evidence exists to charge a person, that occurs, or in the absence of evidence, they are vindicated. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.